Hello everybody, what's good? My name is Milenta Matao, but you guys can definitely call me Mini M. Today I am back with yes another educational video. I'll be sharing with you guys how I ended up pursuing a course that was the list of my preference. So before I get into it, please do hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so as to never miss any of my future uploads. So during the course of this video, I'll be sharing with you guys the lessons that I've learned, issues that arises from pursuing a course that you are unsure of, and then towards the end I'll be sharing with you guys tips on how you can avoid doing such in the future. So without any further ado, let me get right into it. So you guys, what had happened was that I applied using CAO when I was still doing metric. I applied using CAO for 6 different programs. So my first program was BSc, which is a bachelor's degree. So it was BSc in electrical engineering, BSc agriculture, BSc augmented, bachelor of pharmacy, medicine and surgery, and then the very least was bachelor of science in marine biology. So all of the courses that I have mentioned were programs that were applied to different institutions that are in KZN. So I had also applied for electrical engineering, yes, other courses in the electrical, not in the electrical, but in the engineering stream. So I had applied for other courses in that stream in UJ, which is in Gauteng. Yes, I did apply for another course in UJ, and I also applied in the University of Pretoria. Like, I asked someone to apply for me online because I wasn't familiar with the online application platforms, how they work and stuff. So I had asked that guy to apply it for me. So right guys, the following year, January, like you guys know that most institutions take their time to respond and send out offers as they are dealing with like numerous applications from different applicants. So they usually take time to send those offers. So it is very frustrating to a prospective applicants to keep waiting for like a status or an offer from institution. So what I did was I went to Gauteng, like I wanted to do a work-in, as I've mentioned that I truly wanted like to pursue my studies in another province because I did my metric in KZN. So I just wanted to go to another province, like pursue my studies there and whatnot. So I went to Pretoria to check in my status because they're also not sending out responses. I went there, so when I got there, only to find out there's the courses that they had applied for me there, where some of them were postgraduates like application. So if you're someone who have recently completed metric, you to start with an undergraduate course in order to be admitted to a higher like qualification. So since that person who had applied for me wasn't very familiar with the courses and whatnot, because they differ. You cannot just apply for a postgraduate program or course if you haven't pursued undergraduate courses. So there was a bummer for me as I was there. I found it out, so I had to come back and inquire about my other applications, as it's not as mine in KZN. So I had to come to KZN and wait for the statuses to be sent out and those offers to be communicated in January. So what had happened was that I had the previous year when I was in metric, I had applied for a bursary that will fund studies in engineering, as I had applied for electrical engineering. So I did get a bursary to study electrical engineering prior getting an offer to study electrical engineering. So I think a week or two went by, and then I received different offers from those institutions that I had applied to using CAO in KZN. But I wasn't familiar with the period that is being granted to prospective applicants when the institution offer you an offer. So when you're being offered a place to study, in some institutions, as it varies with each and every institution, in some institution you are given like a period of 3 days to either accept or decline that offer. So I wasn't like familiar with that information. I didn't know about that. So I took longer to respond, like to go accept or decline that offer. And another thing, I wasn't even aware that when you're being offered a place to study, you have to accept that offer, pay a fee, but then when it's time for registration, then you go to that institution to register. So I wasn't familiar about that. So that information was brought to my attention quite a bit late, you guys. So by the time I was aware that there's a certain period that you're given in order to like accept an offer, it was too late for me. Like I couldn't accept any of my offers because I was granted like four study offers, except for those two programs that are under health faculty. So with those programs, you guys, B pharmacy and medicine, as I said, the B pharmacy was my fourth option, and medicine was my fifth. So with health faculty, they only consider only first, second, and third options, but it is subject to each and every program. They do specify and the CAO booklets and then other prospectors as to how they they want the order of preference and other specific admission requirements that may be mentioned in that prospectus. So I did not get offered to study those courses, and then the other four I did got offers, but I did not accept them offers in time. So what I decided to do was this: I was gonna go to try if I can still find a place or maybe still like accept that offer. So I had a cousin who was studying in one of the institutions that I had applied to. So now this was like 28 days later when universities opened. So I went with her. So I went with my cousin to the first college where I had applied for electrical engineering, and I did got an offer there. So I went to the college and they told me that I did not accept the offer in time. So there was no way I was gonna be re-granted that offer, since they had withdrawn it and gave it to someone else. Then the following day, I went to another campus where I had applied for my last program, the one that I ended up pursuing, which was marine biology. So I went to that institution, and then with the help of the student representative council, with the help of the student representative council, so I was taken to the college offices. They tried to negotiate for me, tried to explain them to me as to why I couldn't accept the offer that was being granted to me in time. So it was a hassle, you guys. It was so difficult. I was grilled with so many questions as to why I did not accept in time. Because I went there after 28 days, and you're given a period of 3 days to accept an offer. So you guys can imagine, it was a back and forth, but they tried to put out the good word for me. And then another thing that's worked in my favor was my results. They were quite really good. That's all I'm gonna say about them. They were quite really good, so they really worked in my favor. Then they ended up agreeing. I got a space to study like that, so they gave me that offer again. I accepted it same day, and then they registered me same day, and yeah, all was sorted. And then during like the course of the year now, like 4 months into my first year at varsity, I was told that if you are someone who likes to change like different courses, you can use an internal transfer form to apply for a different course, which you will have to pursue the following year. Like most courses you have to begin them like during the beginning, I mean at the beginning of the year. You cannot first which is the beginning of the first semester. Like you cannot like start a new program or course during the second semester. Like there are very few courses who accept second semester intake. So I used that internal transfer form to apply for that health program that I actually wanted to get into, only for me to never get a response from the institution the following year. So I had to continue to register for the course that I had previously registered for. Now I had to do my second year of that course. So another thing was that my course was a 3-year course, and now I was already pursuing a second year. Then I thought to myself like, let me just complete is like do the third year, and then after that I will reapply again to maybe other institution, and then I reapply for the courses that I actually wanted to pursue. So that was the biggest mistake, you guys, I ever made. I wouldn't advise any of you guys to do that, because there are so many issues that arises from pursuing a course that you are unsure of, or you that you know exactly that in future you will like to change or like pursue something different. So here are the issues that I ended up facing, you guys, by doing that, by ended up completing that course, which was the list of my preference. So when you have completed a course and now you would like to get into another undergraduate course, here are some of the issues you guys that arises from doing that. So if you are a transfer student, because if you have completed like a qualification and then you like to get into a different institution, you've been taken as a transfer student. So you are considered last when they are evaluating like application. They usually give preference or prioritize first entry students. So first entry students, prospective students who were previously doing metric, the previous year, or people who have never studied before at all, regardless of the year in which they have completed their metric. If they have never studied before, they are being taken as first entry students and they are prioritized. Remember, you guys, I have mentioned that spaces like are limited in most programs. Like there is a certain number of students they can accommodate. So if you are like a transfer student, it means that puts you like this kind of compromises you, it disadvantages you know, because you're being like selected last, your application may be evaluated last, and then if there are few spaces, they will only take those first entry students. And another thing, if you are a transfer student, lots of documents are required from you when you are applying. You have to submit academic records, and then a certificate of good conduct, and then other like documents that are required when you are applying. And another thing, you guys, an issue with funding. Like that is the most stressful part. So with funding, if you have managed to secure a place to study, then funding, like most government bursary schemes or funding schemes do not fund like people who are doing their second degrees. Like it is one of their major eligibility criteria that they use. Like if you have previously studied and then you like to get into another undergraduate course, they do not fund you. So yeah, you guys, that's very difficult. Like funding bursaries and underfunding when you have previously completed a degree, it is very difficult. So you rather you take a gap year, rethink, make sure you make research, you know your story, you know what you really like to pursue. You do not have to study for the sake of studying, or for the sake of you do not want to stay at home and do nothing. Rather take a gap year instead of just studying for the sake of studying, because if you in future you want to change and get into something different, you are going to have a major problem, as I have mentioned, with fundings such as NSFAS, Funza Lushaga, Umtombo. Like they do not fund people who are doing their second degrees. So you guys, how you can avoid such in future, you need to plan properly and research on the career you'll want to pursue in future, so as to not make mistakes into getting into courses that you know exactly that you'll want to change along the lines. Another thing, the order of program is very, very important, you guys. Knowing how to order your programs in order to maximize your chances of being selected to study is very, very significant. So there is a video that I have made specifically about the order of program and how you can maximize chances of being selected to study. I will put the link in the description box down below, so I suggest that you go check it out as well, you guys. And another thing, the application methods, there is change of mind program. So I will really suggest that you use Central Applications Office, CAO, when you're applying, because with the CAO it is very advantageous in terms of there is a change of mind application form. For instance, let's say you have applied and then later on you say, no man, I like to change your order of programs. I do not like the programs that I have included, or maybe you like to remove some and add some, and so on and so on. With CAO you have the opportunity of submitting a change of mind application form, which you can use to reorder your programs and reshuffle them the way you want. Another thing is that I have also made a video on the application method that I used, which was CAO, change of minds, submissions. I will put the link on the description box down below, so you are more than welcome to check the video out as well. I believe it will be really helpful as well. So you guys, applying as early as possible at the order of programs and accepting an offer is equal to admission to study. So this will be all from me, you guys. Hope you will find this video very helpful. Hopefully you will learn something. Please do hit the subscribe button, like and share the videos to people who might really need it, like current grade 12 students, prospective applicants, grade 11 pupils as well. They might find this video very helpful, as those are our future metric as well. So it's all love and light, you guys, from me to you. Bye.